welcome back. I think it's time for us to try to revisit college football again. Last year I had some mistakes. I also had some unfortunate luck, and I had to abandon it. I don't want that to be the case this year. I want to make this channel not only about Madden, but also CFB, because I enjoy the game. I actually enjoyed the game more than I did Madden last year, to be quite frank with you guys. I played that game off camera just for the fun of it, because I'd rather play that. In Madden, you guys know, man. You guys know my struggles. I've had some difficulties with Madden the last couple of months. I'm just really over the game. I really am. I can't wait for 26. I'm actually excited for 26. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. I don't know, but I'm excited. Madden 25 has been a battle for me mentally to get it to stay in. But anyway, I'm not going to talk much about that today. We're done with that. Okay, it's in the past, behind us. You can't look behind you, right? That's what you do. We're going to talk about the future. In the future, we are going to be running a Dynasty on this channel. Now, I don't know where it's going to take us. It might take us a very short amount of time. It might take us a long time. It might take us forever. I don't know yet, but I do know it's going to be here, and I'm excited. And I had a few teams in mind, right? One, of course, being my Wisconsin Badgers, but I was like, that's really not that difficult of a rebuild. And I remember seeing some things about some of the teams that other creators are doing, and some of the teams that I may have done in the past, and that this year might be a little bit more difficult than I would like. So I decided to try to be a little bit in the middle, right? Nothing too good, nothing too bad, somewhere right in that center range where I can have some fun rebuilding, but I'm also not expected to win the national championship in the first 2 years, right? So I put out a post, as some of you may know, approximately 120 something of you would know. And you guys voted for this team. So because of that, we're going to do an Oregon State Dynasty. I put up a couple of teams. I was personally hoping for NC State. I'm not going to lie. That was, maybe it's just the red and black thing. I don't know. But like, I really wanted NC State for a bit. But then I put out the post, and you guys liked that team the least out of the other options. So that was great. But anyway, Oregon State ran away with it. TCU made a little bit of a comeback, but Oregon State has been the clear winner throughout the whole week that has been up. So that is what we are going to do. I'm excited. I think that this team has a lot of potential. They have good uniforms. Actually, I'm going to show you guys the uniforms if you don't know what they look like already in the game. So here we go, is the main home uniform, of course. I really like the top stripe here on the shoulder. I actually tried to mimic that for one of my team builder teams. Didn't work out, but you guys probably know that I made a team based off these uniforms. But I love the uniforms. The away set with the white helmet looks pretty sick. I love the number, and there's like a texture inside of the number, which love that. That's really cool. Alternate, we have the all orange with the black and orange helmet. We also have another alternate, which is the anthracite, which I'm really looking forward to playing with. I also like the fact that I can adjust this. You know, like I can run it with the black helmet if I want to. I can run it with, you know, the orange helmet. It could even work with, like, there's a lot of options here, which is what I like. I like options, if you guys have not figured it out. Plus, we have a white helmet with just the Beaver logo and not the text, which I appreciate. So overall, very good uniforms. Very good uniforms. So while I was setting this up, I went ahead and I spent the coach points that we had. Yes, I pre-ordered. Yes, I had a head start on the coaching tree. Sue me, okay? Whatever. But anyway, we're gonna need some help anyway recruiting this year, and we have a lot of stuff to do. Let me tell you guys, I started this off. I made myself CB Gaming. I am the coach. The guy doesn't look as cool as I do, but it'll suffice, right? We have ourselves quite a bit of work to do. So let me show you first the team that we're working with. If you're not familiar with the Oregon State Beavers, we got Malik Murphy as our starting quarterback. I'm going to go ahead and move my camera over to this side for now. Not sure if it's going to stay there or not, but it's going to stay there for now. Malik Murphy is our quarterback. He doesn't like us. A lot of players do not like us right now. We are going to be having to rebuild this team quite a bit, okay? Malik Murphy, championship contender. We have a C-. He needs a B+. So we need some serious work in that category. Gabari Johnson, a sophomore. Also, same situation, but with brand exposure. And the only guy that's willing to stay is Callan Guttridge, freshman out of Wilsonville, Oregon. So, like I said, we got some work to do, and he's a normal dev trait, so nothing too crazy. Johnson is impact, and Murphy is star, and both of them want to leave. So hopefully, maybe we can have some success early on and get that grade up a little bit, and maybe keep a few of these guys. But the trend does not stop there. Every single position, I would say 40 to 60% of the players on that position wants out. Salahuddin Allah. Butchered the crap out of that name, I'm assuming. Please, if you know how to say this guy's name, let me know down below. He is willing to stay at least, so we have something to look forward to next year. Jake Reichley, again, don't know. He does not want to stay, and neither does Cornell Hatcher Jr., which sucks because 5'11", 217, sort of like that in a player. I feel like he could, you know, maybe have some trucking to him. I don't know. He does not have trucking to him. Never mind. But Jake Reichley does, 6'1", 225, and he apparently doesn't want to stay. So who knows? Maybe we can change some of this. But we're almost a solid grade away on everything. Reichley, I'm gonna go with Reichley. Is only 1, right? If we go from a C+ or C+ to a B-, that's not too hard with playing style. So maybe, you know, we'll get there. But you're sensing the trend, right? The receiver room, Trent Walker, our top guy, doesn't want to be here for pro potential. Darius Clemens doesn't want to be here for pro potential. Jimmy Valson III doesn't want to be here for championship contender. Taz Reddix doesn't want to be here for championship contender. David Wells Jr., hey, buddy, thank you for not being a punk and wanting to stay, but we're right on the cusp of losing him too. Zachary Card is okay with staying. Eddie Froof doesn't want to be here. Malachi Durant is okay. So we have, what, 3 receivers out of this whole crew that so far is not trying to leave. And I don't know if I'm going to do 15 or 20 for the transfer for the first year, because this is insane, guys. This is insane. How many players want to leave? Riley Williams, our starting tight end, wants to leave. I mean, okay, we have at least some tight ends here that are going to stick around, and maybe we can build off of them. Offensive line wants to leave, right? Everybody on our line wants to leave. This is great stuff. I'm happy about it. I'm super happy about it. Our defensive line, they want to leave as well. Defensive tackles want to leave. Every player on this fucking team wants to leave. What did Oregon State do to these guys? Huh? What did you guys get me into? What did I get me into? Everybody is like, fuck you. Every single player doesn't like it here. Oh, we keep our kickers. Can't even keep our punter. The punters want to leave. The punters want to leave. What happened to this team? What happened here, guys? Don't worry. CB is here, and I'm going to try to fix it. But you got to give me some time here. And when you look at the recruiting board, it's very apparent. Look at the red up here. Look at it. Everything. The only positions we don't need to recruit for are frickin' fullback, center, kicker, and punter. Guys, we need more than 35 scholarships. We need to find starters at like every area. This might be tougher than even NIU was. I think this first season I want to really do some heavy scouting and turn this program around. I mean, we are what we are right now. We'll see. Doubt it, but we'll see. I'm going to stick with running Oregon State for now. Sliders wise, I know you guys are going to ask me. I have no clue. Okay, not a single clue about sliders, which is another reason I might not do a game yet. I'm just going to leave it at where it is. I have it. I think it's on varsity. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't play the game anyway. But anyway, we are going to just get through I want to get through a season today. I want to do a whole recruiting session, get the whole team ready to go for next year. Hopefully by that time I have sliders figured out and we can go from there. But for this one, we are going to be doing a hell of a lot of recruiting, and hopefully it works in our favor. But we'll see. Maybe I'll watch a game towards the end of the season. All right, I put my camera in the center so that way we can see everything around us here, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go through. I'm not going to show you every bit of recruiting I do for this initial 35 list because I know that you guys don't want to see that, okay? If you do, my apologies to the 5% of you that might want to. But I will go through and I'm going to skim through, and we're just going to see what we have available in the recommended tab and, you know, see if we have some decent stuff. So right away, I'm just going to sort by interest, and we're going to see which players are already open to being here. We have 3 quarterbacks, a 2-star, a 3-star, and a 2-star. We are first and second in these 2 guys, so I'm definitely going to be adding both of them to the list for sure. Halfbacks wise, we only have a few guys. A lot of 3-stars. We don't have a lot of 4-stars that are really interested in us in these positions right now. For the pipeline, I kept with Pacific Northwest. I just feel like that's the most realistic. It doesn't matter where I come from. My alma mater is Wisconsin because, well, I'm a Wisconsin guy. But I left the pipeline alone. I left the playbooks alone. Everything's going to be the same as if Oregon State head coach is here doing this. And no offense to the Oregon State head coach. He might be a really cool guy in real life. Maybe he's a good coach. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm the coach now. I'm the captain now. And I say that we start doing some recruiting. So I'm looking for a lot of positions, right? We need 3 running backs. We're going to come back to this. I might try to find a few 4 and 5 stars that maybe don't have a lot of interest right out of the gate and throw something at them just to see if we can get them in the building. You never know, right? You never know what could happen. Hey, look at that. We have a fullback, Mike Gaylor. He's 176 pounds. Speaking of that, guys, have you guys noticed that this year, I don't know what the fuck is going on with the weights of some of these players. I swear to God, every fullback is lighter than the halfbacks for the most part. Every one of them. Where are fullbacks? And speaking of that, why are there no power backs? Right? Where are the power backs? I mean, I don't think I've seen many players over 210 pounds out of all of these recruiting stuff that I've done. And I've been going through it, right? I've been trying to learn a little bit more about how the new game is. Like, look at here. We haven't seen a guy over 207 yet. 207. Not a single player. What is this? Come on, CFB. Be better than this. It wasn't this problem last year. Last year, I think there was a good mix of halfbacks that were power backs and elusive backs. And the fullbacks made sense. This year, it's, I don't know. It's like we're picking, positions for a middle school team. I don't get it. But anyway, let me shut up. We're gonna keep it moving here. So fullbacks, we have 1. Wide receivers, we have a few options here, which is good. We do have a 4-star that has us in their top. We have a few 4-stars that have us in their top 8, which is awesome. So we will definitely be going after them for sure. Always love me some receivers. Tight ends, we have a few guys at tight ends, even in the 4-stars, so we should be finding some success there. You guys know my rule. You got to be 6'3" or above in order to be a tight end on my team, so some of these guys might not get a chance to even be recruited. Offensive linemen, we have a few options at tackle. We have a few options at guard. We have 2 options at center. Going to the edge, we've got a few options there. Nothing too crazy. Defensive tackle, we have a few. Outside linebacker, we've got a handful. Middle linebacker, we literally have 1. Titus Brittingham. That's a hell of a name, dude. Titus Brittingham. Almost want to scout that guy just because. The other thing I'm trying to keep an eye on here too is, like you see here with Titus Brittingham, his deal breaker is championship contender. We're at a C- and he wants a C-. If I can try to find more recruits that are farther up in the category, like where it's like in this scenario, if instead of having a C-, if you had like a B+, right? Because that gives us that edge, like that room for error, right? I'll try within reason, but you just never know what's going to happen. If we end up having a couple of bad seasons, is everybody going to leave us just because? Like we want to try to minimize that as much as possible. Corner, we have a few options, not too many, so we will definitely have to do some reaching in the secondary. And same with safety. We don't have a lot of options, a few options there, and no options at strong safety. So a lot of work to be done here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all of these players. I will put together a 35 list. I'm going to start scouting them, giving them contract offers. Once I get to that point and I have a more clear picture of what this class gives us, I'll bring you guys back in. We'll do like a week or 2 sim to sort of see where things are at, change some things around, get some new people in, do that whole thing. So that is what I'm going to do now. So I will see you guys. Well, I'm going to see you guys in a second. From your standpoint, for me, it might be, 45 minutes. So I'll see you then. All right, guys. So this is the initial 35 that I put together based off of the available players. We have George Hart, Marco McNabb, and Brian Dukes as our quarterbacks. I want to try to get something at quarterback because I don't know what's going to happen with our current quarterback. He is from the area, right? So he technically is somewhat of a pipeline for us. And there wasn't that many, like there's high-end schools here, but there's other teams that are on the board like Illinois and stuff that he has in his top, and like Colorado in his top 8, which made me feel like we have a shot at him, right? So Marco McNabb, we're second on, and we're first for George Hart. So I'm not too concerned with those guys, but I definitely want to see if we can get some movement on Brian Dukes. And then at the halfback position, I did some, of course, you guys can see I did some scouting as well. We have a couple of gems at halfback in Craig Addington and Quincy DeJerry. Quincy DeJerry. We're going to go with DeJerry. Now, we are not on any of their lists. However, we're going to give it a shot anyway, just because the teams that were bidding on him, they're not the most high-end teams. Again, it's not the Georgias and, you know, the Alabamas and all this stuff that is bidding on these players. So, like, let me just see if we have an opportunity at them. And then we have Mike Averill, who was not a bust, also not a gem, but is a solid 3-star prospect, and we are number 4 on his list. Wide receivers, I did a bunch of them because I don't know what's going to happen. You guys saw the list of our players that are ready to bounce. It could be all of our receivers. And even without that, our receiving core is not that strong. We need to get better in that department, especially for college football. It's way more important than even Madden because you got to rely on the pass game. So we have quite a few 4-stars that were actually somewhat interested in us. The only one that we're not on the list for already is Winovich. We're 7th for Akindel. We're 4th for Zinger, we're 8th for Graves, and we're 9th for Montgomery. So we're on that list in the top 10 for all of these guys except Winovich. So we're going to see. We're going to see if we can get Winovich. If not, we have 4 other guys that I'm fine with going after. And there's plenty of other receivers out there. It's just these are the guys that had us on the list. They're 4-star prospects, which means that it could give us some time. Even if we can land one of these guys, it's going to be a huge upgrade to our wide receiver room. Tight ends, we have 3. We have Darrell Felton, who is a gem as well. We are number 6 on his list. We have Avery Tobin, we're number 4 with. And we have Brendan Riggs, who we are number 3 on the list for. So overall, some pretty good stuff for the scouting purposes. I have 10 points left because I didn't spend them yet. I don't know what exactly I'm going to spend them on. I've been thinking about, because I wasn't able to get any strong safeties. There wasn't any out there, so I got 2 free safeties, even though we only need 1, and we'll have to revisit that, but that is something that I was not able to do, so I might take away, maybe, you know what? I don't know. Part of me wants to sort of bow out on Winovich here and just grab another safety, because we have all of these guys, and I honestly might do that, but I love the fact that he's 6'3". I love a tall receiver, you know what I mean? And his playing time is really high compared to what his need is, because he's going to be the best prospect. So I'm hoping that helps us out. So we're going to hold on to him for now. Offensive tackle, I have 4 guys down here, a 4-star, a 3-star, 3-star, and a 3-star. We are on the top 10, or actually the top 8 for all of them. So that is key. We are also with 2 guards, both in top 10, Frederick Merrill and Brian Sawyer. We have 1 center, and I did not take him because we need a center. I took him just because he's a 4-star. He's 300 pounds, which means he could potentially play guard as well. And we were at 5 on his list, so we weren't far off of the top 5 or the top 3. Edge, there was only a couple. Duke Everett and Leon Shelley fit what I'm looking for, and that is speed rushing edge rushers. You know, I know it says pure power, but it's the sizing matter that makes more sense to me, and I don't want a 6-foot, 210-pound guy. I have a few D tackles here: Armand Foster, James Keene, and Brett Vicun, I think, maybe? I'm not sure. Outside linebackers, we need a lot. We have Rakeem Davis, who is a gem. We are number 6 on his list, and he's a 4-star. We have Sean Cook, who is a 2-star. We're at number 8. DeMarcus Owen, who was a 3-star. We are not on his list at all. Technically, we're tied in for the 10th team. So we are technically on his list. It just doesn't show it on this screen. And then we have Colt Folk, who is a lurker, who I wanted to have on here specifically because he was a lurker, but we are not on his list currently. Only one guy, and that was Doug Chester at the middle linebacker position, 6'3", 242 pounds. He's got all the good teams on his list. I get it. This is one of those guys I'm like, I'm just going to take a chance. You know, I'm just going to take a chance and see if we can get something. And this is one of those guys. Adding a 4-star, 240-pound dude in the middle of our defense would be absolutely amazing. And then at corner, I found 2 guys, Connor Biddle and Marvin Talib. And free safeties, Markel Biggs and Mafu Fujita will be the 2 safeties we go after, and that is all of the prospects. For now, this is what we're working with, so I'm going to go ahead and sim in next week, and we'll see where we're sitting with some of these guys, and it'll probably be the first time we do a little bit of a shakeup. And here's our first list after doing the advance. As you can see, there's a lot of red on this screen, guys. A lot of red. Oh my God. Also, recruiting update, we got locked out by quite a few guys, it looks like, so we will be having to revisit. Sucks that Brian Dukes locked us out already. One thing, I was doing some testing, and I don't know if this will come into play here, but I had a situation where I had a 4-star that locked me out, and I really wanted him. I was close to getting him too. Like, it was very close to getting him. He ended up committing to another team, and I said, you know, it was me. I was North Carolina State, and it was Purdue. No, Penn State. It was Penn State. Okay, me and Penn State. And he ended up committing to Penn State in the commitment battle, or the recruiting battle, right? And it was like week 6 or something, week 7. So there was quite a bit of time left in the season. Well, Penn State ended up having a couple of tough losses. He decommitted from them, and I ended up swooping in and recruiting him at the last moment. And he came to the team. So sometimes, guys, depending on maybe the school you're going up against or how close you were in the battle, don't give up if you have the room, because I've had 3 situations now where that specific type of situation took place, and I ended up getting like 2 or 3 of them back after they had already either locked me out, like just didn't let me bid on them anymore or recruit them, or, you know, they committed to another school, and they freed up, and it was way towards the later part of the season. Something that I noticed that I wanted you guys to know about. Sorry for talking so much, but this game's got me excited. Like, I can't lie. Like, I'm really genuinely excited to play CFB. So let's see. We are locked out of a couple guys. We're gonna just go through the list here together. We are number 1 now on George Hart. We are number 2 on Marco McNabb. Stanford is in play. We have a better pipeline, so as long as we commit something to him, we should be fine. And Brian Dukes didn't even let us into the fray. I mean, this guy went top 8 immediately. So in these kind of situations, you're out of the loop. So we're gonna go ahead. We're just gonna accept our defeat. We're gonna take him out, and we will replace him with somebody else. Going on to the halfbacks, Mike Averill. We are number 1. Quincy DeJerry did not lock us out, but we have not made any progress with him yet. The only reason I'm going to stick in here is because look at the top 3 teams: Missouri State, Illinois, and Louisville. Now, they're much different in terms of geography from where we are. We're up in the, in the Pacific Northwest. However, there's not a bunch of juggernauts getting in on him right now. If I can put a bunch of hours towards him right now, we might be able to get into that top 5 and play around with these teams. But we'll see. So I'm going to give it 1 week, and we'll see if I can get in there. Craig Addington, we are not anywhere on. He did not go to his, he didn't cut off top 8 yet, but we are on the outside of that looking in. So we might have to make a decision here on which player we're better suited to go after right now. We're farther away from top 8 on Addington than we are on DeJerry. So I think I'm going to put my eggs in the basket of DeJerry for now. We're going to go ahead, and I'm just going to put 25 hours right out of the gate. I don't want to put a full 50 because I don't want to limit myself just because I'm chasing a 4-star, right? So there are players that I'll take chances on and just throw a 50 on right away. But if I'm not even sure if I can get in the conversation with these teams, I'm not going to throw 50 at it. And now that takes more hours away from other prospects that I could have got a leg up on in recruiting. So Mike Averill, we know he is happy with us. We're going to go ahead and put 25 on him right away. And then here we're going to do 25. It's going to be harder to get some of these guys up front because we sort of have to decide where we want to spend our hours, right? We don't have a lot of hours. We only have 390 left. I haven't even gotten past running backs yet. This guy, I'm just going to put 10 on just to see if we can get in the realm of possibility with him. Wide receivers, we got locked out from Winovich, which I'm fine with. Like I said, that was the one guy we were not in play with. So we are in play with Akindel. I don't know how to pronounce that name. This guy is in California, so I want to put 25 on him. Nick Graves, he's a 4-star as well, so we definitely want to try there. And then Dion Montgomery is Alabama. So where were we at with recruiting on him? We're number 1. Okay, so we'll do 25. Tight ends, we are first on everybody's list except Daryl Felton, and that's who we're really trying to get. So I'm just going to go all in on him. We are top here. We're going to go 10 and 10. I know it sounds a little ridiculous, but if we can get ourselves a really good 4-star, that's a gem. That's big for our team. I know he's 6'3". The only reason I'm making any exceptions is because he's a 4-star and he's gem and he is from California. Cal is making a push on him. They are a 4-star or a number 4 pipeline. We are only a number 2. So our push has to be super strong if we want him to come here. You got to pay attention to the pipelines. Visits are key this year. You have to have visits going in. If you don't have visits lined up with players, you're going to have a tough time getting commits in the school for this year. It's very different from last year. Last year, I didn't even do visits. Honest to God. Out of all the years that I played my NIU Dynasty, which obviously you guys didn't see, I did that offline in my own time. I never once did a visit for a player. We fell down the list on Rakeem Davis. So BYU, UCLA, Cal, Stanford. Oh my God, we had everybody come in on this one. I think this is the situation here where I'm just going to bow out. It doesn't pay. I'd have to stick a bunch of hours in him just to compete. I was hoping we'd be able to land him, but we have other guys down here that we can focus our attention on. So we're going to try that instead. We're going to bow out of Rakeem Davis for now. I don't want to put any... Actually, I'm just going to leave him here for another week. Actually, no. I'm going to put 5. I'm going to put 5 points on him just to see if our recruiting does anything. I have the points where I want them. Not the most spread out how I like it, but it's always weird the first year because you have probably the lowest amount of points you're going to have. You have a bunch of questions to answer yet on your team. You don't even know where your team stands. So we're not gonna, expect the world out of this first wave here. So we have the first week done. We have all of our points spent. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna sim. We're gonna see if any of these guys lock us out, move us up the list, and then we can really start to reassess and change the game plan from there. So we are still at number 1 for George Hart. We are number 1 for Marco McNabb. We do have visitation already available for him. The only problem is his proximity to home is the one thing that he cares about. So let's try to get him on the board right away for a visit. And we're going to do proximity to home because it's literally the only good grade we have is proximity to home. So this is going to be a tough first year of rebuilding, let me tell you. But luckily, that's his thing. What I like to do with visits, if I don't have everything unlocked, is I look at this deal breaker right here. I just pointed at it on my monitor like you guys could see that. That's okay. Over here, where it says deal breaker, proximity to home being A, that is what I go off of for the visits. If I don't know exactly what their 3 are, even like right now you can look, I don't have that as checked off. I know that it's going to be one of the 3. I just don't know if it's going to be one of the biggest ones, but we are going to assume it is because usually that's why it's a deal breaker, and we're going to use that as the visit. So we have them scheduled for week 2, which should be good. Now let's see where we are at with the rest of these guys. So nobody has made a move on Hart, which is good because now I feel like I can leave that 10 points on him. I don't have to overspend. McNabb is holding okay right now at 25. We'll see if it sticks there. At halfback, we have moved up the list now with DeJerry, which is big. We are now number 4, which means we're making progress. Illinois is way ahead of us right now. We are good on Averill. We haven't made any move on Addington, which means I think I'm going to bow out of this one. It just doesn't make much sense right now. They're both from Illinois. I get that. But our 10 points, there's only been 2 offers, which means we're the only other school outside of Iowa State and who is that? Kansas State or some shit like that. Sorry, I don't know all the teams in college football, to be very, very honest with you guys. I'm guessing. But what I'm saying is we are one of the 3 teams, right? We, on top of making an offer of a scholarship, have also added 10 hours to his scouting, and he hasn't even put us above teams that don't give a damn about him. So there's no point in us, moving on with this. We're just going to take those points back and put them elsewhere. We are winning right now on Akendel, which is awesome. We are winning on Zinger, although Iowa State is making a strong push. We are making moves up the board. We are still being outgained by Washington, but I also don't have a lot of points on him. So I'm hoping that we can change that. I might actually just bow out of Zinger and just go right for Graves, honestly. Like, I don't know how many more points I'm going to be able to stick to him, and we can use those 10 points elsewhere. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to remove him from the board. Let them have their way with him. Okay, maybe not. That was wrong. We're going to remove these 25. I'm just going to go 50 on him right away because he's the one that we're getting the most pushback from. We're outpacing Boise State right now. And then the other one, Deion Montgomery, we're in the lead, and was only us in Memphis. So I'm happy with that. At tight end, we are winning on all of them. We are tied for first, essentially, but we are technically in second on Alfonso Bloom. Jesus Lord, I can't speak today. Stanford, once again, pushing us strong for that one. We are not doing too hot on Ajrulala and Kang. We're not doing too good on him either. We are in the lead right now for Holiday, but it looks like this might end up being a situation where we have to decide on a few of these guys, take some points away. What I'm going to do right now is we have this guy, Bloom, who's a right tackle. I'm going to take this away, and I'm going to put 25 on him. See if we can get on top of Stanford here. And then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to bow out of this dude here. We're going to go up to Kang here. We're going to take his 10 points back, and we're going to move it to 25 for him. So this is what I like to do is I'll put out a bunch of feelers on a bunch of players. I'll sort of get a gauge based off of the first couple weeks. Like, are we going to make movement? Are we going to be in the lead? Or they don't care about us? And then I take those points back. I reallocate them to my initial group of guys. And once I have enough points to add more people to it that I don't want to add to the guys that I'm already trying to get, I go back to the prospect list and I pick up some more players. So I don't always have a full 35 on my list, because sometimes that gets a little overwhelming, especially when you don't have a lot of hours. So right now, we got 25 on Kang, we got 25 on Bloom, we have 10 on Holiday. We'll see what happens with Holiday. But we are in a good spot right now there. We're actually in a good spot on Merrill and Sawyer with just 5 points, which is good. We're going to leave it as is, because right now we need as many hours as possible. I keep calling them points. I'm probably going to do that a lot throughout this video and the future videos. My apologies. Sometimes I'm an idiot. We got 10 hours on Quinn, and we have fallen down a little bit. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to go back. We're going to take away these 10 points, and we're going to put him at 25. He is a big-time prospect for us. He's a 4-star. If we can outpace Boise State and BYU, I'm going to be very happy about that. Plus, our pipeline is better. So as long as we put some hours into his recruiting, we should be okay with him. We are in the lead now for Everett, and we are still third for Leon Shelley. Cal is pushing hard. We don't have a lot of points. We got locked out from James Keene. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate, but that is just more points for us to have, so we're just going to let him be. Fine. See you later, dude. We made no movement on Vaikun at all, even with 10 points. And okay, so we're just going to remove Vaikun as well. We're going to take those points back. Not a good look. We got locked out from Falk, which is unfortunate, but it is part of the game. Okay, we are getting pushed hard on everybody here. Oh, hey, look at that. We made it up to 5th. Okay, guys, we might be in business here. We might be in business here. Let's see where we're at. Doug Chester, screw you, man. I was wondering where all these points came from. Okay, we're barely making any move on Biddle, and we are in second right now for Talib. We need points, guys. We're good there. We're not even good. We're not even on the list for bigs. We're going to bow out of bigs. Okay, that brings us back to 30 points. I want to add, we're going to take this away, and we're going to put this to 25. Because Davis is definitely worth a lot of hours. He's probably worth even more than that. We're not even making a lot of movement on these two, though, which is unfortunate. So, yeah, there might be a whole lot of change coming here. Alrighty, so we ended up winning the first game against Cal, which is awesome. So now we are sitting at 1-0. We have Fresno State this week, and we do have a visit this week. So big time game. Let's check out the recruiting and see how things are going now. Looking at quarterbacks, we've fallen to second with McNabb. Not good, but he is visiting this week. Stanford is edging us out right now. We have a better pipeline. They also do not have a visit scheduled, so this should play into our hand a little bit. We are still in the lead for Averill. We have moved up to third now for DeJerry, which is awesome. We are actually gaining on Illinois and Louisville, so we are in a really, really good spot right now for DeJerry. Looking at the wide receivers, we are in good spots with both Akindel, sheesh, and Graves. We have not overtaken Washington, but we are now outgaining them. If you look at that bar, you can see that ours is a little bit bigger, which is key. And then Montgomery, we are running away with right now. He does not have a visit yet scheduled with Washington or Stanford, which is big. Cal has not come in. Colorado has not come in yet either on a visit. We could get out ahead of things here with him. We also have the ability to visit with Akindel, but he is a 25-hour visit. Not sure if that's something we want to try to do. I do want to schedule Graves. I really do. We are running away with Dion Montgomery, which is good. Like I said before, we're going to come back to Graves. I do want to schedule him, though. That is something that is on my to-do list. Avery Tobin, we are in the lead for still, but it looks like a few schools, including Wisconsin, are coming into play, and he is from Wisconsin. So if they are going to be in play, chances are we're going to be out of play. We have fallen behind Virginia for Brendan Riggs, but we are in the lead for Daryl Felton, which is big. All right, we're going to try something. I'm going to tell you guys right now, do not come after me in the comments. I am not a Sticks player anymore, okay? I used to be back in the day. I was pretty good. I won a Madden tournament before. I mean, locally. It wasn't much of one, but I'm just saying, I used to be able to play the game. Not so much anymore. So I need everybody to not give me any crap. We're going to go ahead. We're going to play offense only. Because I'm even worse at defense than I'm at offense, but we're going to play this game out and see if we can get a win. Let me also say, CFB26, thank you for putting an audio setting in for streaming. Now, I'm not streaming, but it means the same thing. Get rid of the copyrighted music so that way I don't get demonetized. That is so appreciated. It's just great. It's awesome. So not as flashy, right, as when you're playing the game, but hey, we still get the intros. Here we go. We're on offense. We're down by 7 already. This is just great. All right, so I know that Hankerson is probably one of our best players. So we are going to go here. We're going to go out a single back, and I want to try to get a ground game effectively started right off rip. We're going to go left side here. Give us a little bit more room to run. Actually, no, we're going to go right side. Oh, my God. Get off of me. Get off of me. There it is, Hankerson. No way. Whoop, out of here. See you later, buddy. 25, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. Maybe I'm not so bad at this after all. Do we try something like this? A deep shot here off a play action? Fuck it, right? Let's try it. Oh my God, I'm in trouble. Oh my God, I'm in trouble. I saw a dude coming through. Oh, damn. I didn't expect him to try to go back that way. Jesus Christ. Can you guys tell I'm rusty on the sticks? Wait, there's nobody. Is there nobody covering him? There's not. He's wide open. Nobody was covering him. It's Hankerson for the touchdown. Nobody covered Hankerson, and he just goes in now, rushing and a receiving, both for a big gain, and we're up 14-7. If this gets up too easy, I'm just going to sim the rest of the game. Oh, this might be too easy. Yeah, this might be too easy, even on All-American. Do you really have to play this game on Heisman to get somewhat of a pushback? I mean, not that I'm very good, but like I just feel like I'm a little bit better than what they're offering right now. Like this spot right here, this is a wide open area, right? They did a good job of committing to that. 3 rushes for 85 yards, though, is pretty spicy, if I do say so myself. Let's try to get a little fancy here. Let's try to go dagger sit. We'll try to hit Walker on that deep dig, but we do have Clemens underneath. Or Williams on the outside. Williams might come open. Oh, I got hit as I threw. Corner strike, I like this. We have the ball on the left side of the hash marks, which means, is that Caulfield? Jesus, I can't even see. Might have an opening. No, my God, Williams is wide open. What? I sort of hope that if there's a player that we can keep. Well, is Hankerson a senior or is he a junior? I'll have to check on that. I think he might be a senior or a junior, though. I hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong button. I don't know why I hit X. I was trying to hit square. Oh, and then you can tell by the lob pass that I like realized it real time when it happened, and I didn't. Hankerson is just so good. He is just so good. 5 carries, 109 yards. This might be a little too easy. Well, I shouldn't say that because I've already been forced to punt because my quarterback missed a throw. So we'll see. We are a better team than Fresno State as well. So it's not as if they're just that bad of a team. You know what I mean? Or that I'm just that good of a player. There's Hankerson again. This man cannot be stopped. All right, so we just got ourselves an interception. And we got good field position. We're at the 49. I want to try to take a shot here right out of the gate. Play action. Sit on it. You punk. Okay. I'm not doing very good, guys. I am not a sticks player. I've made this appearance on a few occasions. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. There we go. Hankerson in space. See you later. Yep. Nope. We ain't going to tackle him. I love Anthony Hankerson. Oh, he wants to do another screen? I didn't even realize what I clicked on. All right. Fuck it. Oh, quick one there. Oh, cut it back inside. Oh, see you. Oh. I don't know how he was still on his feet. What the hell is a DIY reverse? Oh, we're going to find out. I'll tell you that. Let's find this out. What is a DIY reverse? That's a DIY reverse? What the fuck was that? Let's do PA crossers. I love crossers. I'm expecting Clemens. Well, first read's going to be Williams, but then Clemens. Not going to waste any time. Just get it to Williams. Let him work. Hurry up. Inside zone. Not a whole lot of good there. We'll call our second timeout. Hopefully Clemens can come open. Otherwise, Williams on the quick. Well, Valson on this under route might. Yep, Valson. I don't know why he held there. What's the flag? Is it on defense? Will it give us extra yards? Offsides. Yeah, of course we'll accept it. Why wouldn't I accept it? Try to get a passing touchdown in this game, huh? Oh my God. What is Square doing? What are you doing, man? I tried to do a passing touchdown, but I can only rely on Hankerson. We won by a very big margin. I had some fun. I'm not very good at that stuff, though, as you guys can very clearly tell. We're hugging each other because of how good we are. McNabb committed solely off of that visit. So we got ourselves our first commit of the dynasty. It's Marco McNabb, 3-star quarterback out of Everett, Washington. All right, so now we have recruiting to look at. We are now in the lead for DeJerry, which is huge. So we made a huge jump this past week. And now we are leading Illinois and Louisville. So we're going to leave that where it is now. I don't want to mess with things when they're working. Wide receivers wise, we are still in the lead for Akindel. We are second place for Nick Graves. We cannot catch these dudes. We got to hope that this visit goes really well and we're good with Montgomery. Okay, guys, we got our other commit. Mike Averill is coming to Oregon State. We got Nick Graves, the 4-star wide receiver. We got Daryl Felton, the 4-star tight end. And we got Kang, 3 4-stars. We must have won this game. We got locked out of somebody, though. Biddle, you. So we got ourselves another win. So now we are back to 4-2. 2-game win, 2-game loss, and now another 2 games winning. And now we have Wake Forest, which is another big matchup for us because we have some very important visits this week. We did lose out on a player, so we're going to go through things again. I know this is a lot of recruiting. Guys, let me know if you don't like this, okay? This is my first video of this dynasty, and this whole thing has been about recruiting. I get it. Obviously, after this year, it'll be much more about the game themselves and recruiting, but I'm just trying to get us through this first year. So George Hart, we're close to top 3. We are very close to a commit on DeJerry here. So what we're going to do is we are going to get this out of here. He does have a visit scheduled with somebody, but I'm hoping to wrap this up before we even get to that point. Now, we do not have a lot of great things. We have a B99. That's 18. Okay, we actually can hard sell this guy. So if you guys are wondering what I'm doing when I'm saying about this whole can I hard sell him, I think, is it Jack or Max? Jack plays CFB, Max plays CFB. I put his video in he's a guy who does CFB 26 content, does a lot of this like studying of this, sort of like I do for Med. And he came up with a formula where if you have 19 or 20 or more points for a hard sell, it makes sense to do it over the send the house for the most part. And that's not 100% foolproof win, but it's very close to it. So what I do is I have this list here. A plus is 13, A is 12, A minus is 11, all the way down to F. And if you have more than 20 points, or at least 20 points out of all of those, you should hard sell. So we're going to do that. And we do have it, even though the grades don't look the best. So we're going to do that. We're going to do a full 50 on him and hope to God that Illinois can fuck off. We are in a recruiting battle for Akendel. We do have his visit scheduled for the bye week next week. We don't have a lot of other things we can do for him. We've already done all the recruiting we can do. So it's really just holding out and hoping that either we get to him before the visit or Boise State doesn't do well with their visits, because their visit is this week. But we might lose him. And then we have Deion Montgomery, who is starting to get pushed up on by, I think, Boise again. Oh, no, it's Memphis. So we're going to add another 10 to him, see if we can keep him in the loop. We lost out on Tobin, so he's out of here. We have Felton, so I'm happy with that. Bloom, we're very close to getting the commitment on. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go here, take all these points back, and I'm just going to do a full 50 on him for this last week to get him to commit. Actually, you know what? No, screw it. We're going to do a hard sell because we have enough. Hard sell him. Do with the other 10 as well. Max it out. Get Bloom in the building. We are good here. We're good here. We are still not getting into play with Boise on Quinn. This is crazy. We'll see. We're good on Everett. We are good right now on Foster. We are good on Davis, which I'm excited for, and we are good on Cook. Holly only has 10 points on him. We're going to make that 25 for now. And then we are good on Coward. We do need... Now, this is where we're going to take a look again at the prospect list and add some more people to this list here, because I feel like we need some... Actually, you know what? Maybe instead of that, let's first go here. We're going to move both of these to 25 and see if we can get this figured out faster and get these guys in the door. There. We still have 45 to work with. We can still add some prospects. So we're going to do that. What we still need, we need another D tackle. We need a couple more outside linebackers. We need a middle linebacker. We need a corner. We need a safety and two strong safeties. So I say we just add what we need right now. We have been sort of working within what I want. Now let's try to focus on need. So let's see. We have one more 4-star that I was able to bring in. Everybody else is a 3-star, I believe. Yes. So what I want to do is for these last 5 points, I'm just going to throw it on search social media for Ivy just because he's a 4-star. So we will see how that works. All right, boys, we got another commit. Alfonso Bloom, the right tackle, which means we are good on tackles. We got Armand Foster, the D tackle. We got Rakeem Davis, the 4-star linebacker. We get Rakeem Davis. That is big. Oh, but we got locked out of Ivy and Rhodes. Damn. Okay. Okay. Well, it was worth a shot. Let's see. Championship contender went up to a B-. We're at 5-2. We got a big win. That was a huge win for us. Wake Forest was undefeated, too. They were at 5-0. We don't care. I mean, congrats to Kobe Singleton, but I'm not worried about that right now. Okay, I get it. You guys win something every week. We are so close to getting DeJerry to commit. We are still in a battle for Akendel. They not have a good week. I'm surprised they didn't jump up more. Okay, Memphis is making a push for Montgomery here, but that's okay. We got Felton. We got both of our tackles. Making some push now for the guards. I don't know if we're going to be able to get Quinn, guys. It looks like Boise State is where he wants to be, which is crazy considering he's literally from Oregon. I can't believe we got Rakeem Davis, man. That was good. I threw him in there as like a, let's hope that we could land this guy. Top, he's 318 nationwide. That's awesome. We don't have a lot of pull on Cook right now, but that's okay. We're going to add, oh, let's see. Did we get any push on this? No, we did not. Okay, so let's try contact friends and family for him, and we'll do it for Roy Allen as well. We are close to getting commit from Holly, and we did not get any push on Snead. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add 25 to him as well quickly. Josh Ward. I can't believe none of this is even helping. I get that he's not from our area, but I just figured at least, you know, it would give us some type of, you know, I don't know, something. Okay. So we got 25 on all the new guys now. See, now you're starting to see where we've gotten a good handful of guys that we had to put a lot of hours towards. Now all of those hours can be allocated across the guys that we've been sort of just keeping in the race with to try to overtake these teams before it gets to the commit level. And we have 20 points left. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to go try to find ourselves another middle linebacker. Devontae Davis, we do have a one tier pipeline from. Let's try that. Let's try Devontae Davis. And then we'll go to D tackle here. And let's see, Jamichael German. That's not a bad option. Boise State again. Pissing me off, Boise State. We do have Kevin Forsett here. Let's try to go there. We have a good pipeline for him. He's from Oregon. Yeah, we're going to try that. Offer him, and then offer him. And we'll go 5, and then we'll do 5 on the D tackle as well. Hoping to just get some type of initial presence there. Okay. We got Quincy DeJerry to come to Oregon State. That's what I'm talking about, guys. 4-star running back, 3-star running back already committed. We are off to a good start. This is a really good year of recruiting. We also got Akindel, or Akindelli, however you want to say it. We got him. We lost. How did we lose brand exposure and win? And we have 2 receivers. Montgomery is getting recruited heavily by Memphis again. I think let's just go here. We're going to take these away. And I think we have enough to do a hard sell to try to get him in play. Okay, we're good on Felton. We're good at tackle. Guards, we're good there. We're in a... Ooh, we actually made it into the recruiting battle, which is big. We are very close to getting Duke Everett to commit to us. We are good on Foster, and we have jumped up to 5th for Kevin Forsett, just with 5 points. So we're going to go here, and we're going to move that to 10 for now. He's a 2-star. I don't want to put too much to him, especially when we have some other 3-stars that I'd really like to get in here. We moved up to 9th, and we're up to 1st for Roy Allen. Okay. We definitely want to get more points on him, I think. So we're going to go here. We'll move him to 25. We didn't get any movement on this guy. I'm going to up it to 10. Or no, we'll go 15 to see if that gets us in play. DBs, we're very close with Holly, and we're up to 1 for Snead. We are up to number 2 for Josh Ward. We are almost getting the commit from Coward. We're up to 2 for Rust, and we're up to number 1 for Wood. So we are in a good spot right now. I'm going to leave all of this the way it is. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to go down here. It seems to be a lot of action going on for Frank Elliott. We're going to go here, and we're going to do a send the house on him. Because he's going to have a cutoff here. We need to make sure we're on the other side of that cutoff. We are in a good spot for Roy Allen, so I don't think I need to really change anything here. Maybe I'll add 10 points, you know. I mean, I could even do that for Sean Cook if I wanted to. Yeah, screw it. That's not a bad spot to have all of our stuff, and we have him coming for a week 9 visit, so I think we're in a good spot right now. We have most of our offense figured out. It's just getting the shoring up of the defensive players, and then we should be set to go. So I'm happy with it. Pushing that 50 points got us George Hart. We got Ofisa Holly. So our first cornerback has committed. We also got Eric Coward, so now we have a strong safety. Good stuff there. No lockouts, which is big. We got Washington State, who are 2-6. We are 6-2. We're having a pretty good season, honestly. We are having a pretty good season. Let's check this out. So we have our quarterbacks. We have our running backs. We have 2 of our wide receivers. We are probably going to end up being in a recruiting battle with Memphis for Dion Montgomery. We have our tackles. Guards, I think we're still good on that. Nobody's even tried to push up on them. We're gaining now on Boise for Ernest Quinn. We are very close to the commit on Everett. Good there. We are up to number 1 for Kevin Forsett. We've got Davis, of course. We are making headway on Sean Cook. We made our way all the way up to number 1 for going all in on Frank Elliott. We were at 9 last week, and we are at number 1 at Roy Allen. Middle linebacker, we are not even making headway on for Devontae Davis. We're going to have to go all in, I think, here to try to make some type of move. But that is what we're going to do. We're going to go all in. Sneed, we are good there. I think we are good here. We're making some good push. Screw it. Let's just go here, and we're going to go send the house for him as well. Making good headway on both of the strong safeties, so that would round us out in the secondary if we can land Ward and those 2 strong safeties. We have 30 points. I think what we'll do is we will add them here to... I know I could be adding more prospects. I understand that, but I want to make sure I get the guys that I want. You know what I mean? Like, I want to make sure I land these guys before it gets to that point. So if we can, I will. And we'll just add the 5 to Montgomery here. We got Ernest Quinn, guys. I did not think we were going to end up catching up with Boise State on that. This has been a hell of a first-year recruiting. We got Duke Everett in tow. No lockouts. This is good stuff here. We got a win over Washington State, which was expected. But we are sitting at 7-2 right now. We are having a very good first season. I'm happy with all of these. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a couple more prospects. We're going to go any state here. I want to go for try to find that guy that's just not getting play. He's not getting talked. Look right here, Tobias Merchant, power rusher. Nobody is bidding on him. We're going to add him to the board. This is what I like to do. And now that we've gotten to this point where we have better understanding of where our board is looking, we can sort of go outside of things here. Jorge Montez is, I believe that is a wide receiver. And we have another halfback, Alex Mayo. We don't need them though. We have 2 halfbacks in tow. Judah Dishman, power rusher. We could potentially move him at D tackle, even though I won't because of the bug that's going on right now. But I'll add him to the board. We have the room for it. James Hamrick, another, a lurker. Let's go ahead and let's add him to the board. And is there anybody else? There is a few more. Tyrell Isaacs, another halfback we don't need. Another receiver we don't need. Kicker. I have found really good success with kickers. I just put 5 points on them, and usually I can get them in the door, and they're usually like a high 70. Even the 3 stars. I've seen that. Zach Thomas. We don't need another tight end. Don't need another wide receiver. And then there. That'll round out our list. Now, we don't have enough to add all of these guys to scholarships, but I will make a choice. So, Tobias Merchant, I would like to add a scholarship to. Jedi Dishman, yes. 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 Okay. And then we have the 2 kickers and another mic here for once we get some more hours back, which will be after this week. All right, so look at us here. Ranked number 8th for our first season's recruiting class. And if we can land a few more of these good 3 stars, I think we should be in a good spot. We didn't land any 5 stars, but we didn't really even try to go after a 5-star yet. We were lucky to find a handful of 4s that wanted to come to this team. So I'm happy with it. I think we're in a good spot here. All of our offensive players are pretty much handled. Montgomery did end up going to Memphis. I'm going to leave him sitting on here just because why not? We did not get anywhere on these guys yet. We did make it into top 5 on Josh West. That is good. Kevin Forsett, we are in the lead for. We're in a recruiting battle for Sean Cook. We are still in the lead for Frank Elliott, and we're in the lead for Roy Allen. We got locked out by Moffitt. That's okay. We are good there. We're still good there. And we are still good there, although UNLV is making a push. So we're going to go here. We're going to take these away. And we're going to go full house on him. Actually, no. We are going to go hard sell. Anytime you have like 2 Bs and a C, if that's like pretty much your average, you can do a hard sell. and have it be worthwhile. Here we go. Okay. Let's get some points on these kickers, huh? Offer him a scholarship. Throw 5 on him. We'll throw 25 on Hamrick to see if we can get involved with him a little bit. I feel like there was somebody else that I never got a chance to add a... Oh, wait, no, it was Moffitt. Yeah, that's probably why we got locked out. That's a pretty good haul right now. I think I'm happy with that. All right, so I ended up simming 2 weeks because there wasn't a lot of change last week. I just made a little bit of adjustments to what I was doing with the hours. But this week we got Sean Cook to commit, so that's another linebacker for us. We also got Kevin Forsett, our second defensive tackle, to commit, so we are good there. And we got locked out by Josh West. And now our final game of the season is against Washington State. We beat them last time. So we're just shy of getting Merrill to commit, which would round out our guards. We are locked out from Josh West, which it is what it is. We didn't need him anyway. We are up to number 2 for Tobias Merchant, who I think could bring a little bit more beef to our defensive line to go along with Everett. We got both D tackles. We are pulling on Frank Elliott, but Maryland is right there. They're right there. I'm not sure quite how they're getting so much of a commitment onto them. But we are the only one bidding on Roy Allen, so we will take that. We are good. Oh, Devontae Davis, man, he really wants to go to Illinois, which makes sense, right? He's from Illinois. But we're going to hang out. We're going to see if we can change his mind at all. I already did what I can do. And if you look here, you can see that his ratings are, his check marks are a C-, a B, and an F. So that only ends up being like 17 points on the scale that I use. And it just doesn't make sense. So I left it as send the house. So that one we might end up having to take a loss on. But luckily enough, we have James Hamrick, who we are now number 1 in for an offer. While he is, actually, I think he's even better than Devontae Davis when it comes to his national ranking and his position and state ranking. So we might end up getting off with a better player anyway with Hamrick. We'll see. Corners, we're just waiting for Snead. We're the only one bidding on him right now. Safeties, we're very close, but we are going to end up being in a position battle, I think, or a recruiting battle with Michigan State here for Josh Ward's services. And then we are still winning for Levi Rust, and we are close to getting commit out of Maka Wood. All right, so we just finished the last game. As you can see, I'm still on the first screen I saw, so I don't know if we won yet, but we do know that Frederick Merrill, the right guard, is now committed, so that makes 2 guards now committed to us. We also got Josh Ward, the safety. We got Maka Wood, the strong safety. Frank Elliott is now a Beaver. Same with Levi Rust. All right, we do have one against Kentucky. We're not going to watch it, though. We're not going to watch it. This first one is just about the actual, it's just about the actual recruiting process, getting players, all that sort of stuff. That's all we're going to worry about is just the recruiting process. Here we have early National Signing Day. But we can at least get a chance to see where we're at with some of these players. We do not get a chance to use ours. But we know that we're now up to number 2 for the fullback. We are number 1 for Neighbors. We are number 1 for Childress. Shelley went to USC because he pisses me off. We are in the lead for Tobias Merchant. Good there. We are still good on Steve Rawlings. We're good on Hamrick. And we're just waiting for Tam to make a decision. We have our safeties. Wow, we're finally up to number 2. Am I seriously going to actually have to recruit a freaking kicker? Okay, whatever, dude. Anyway, you guys get the idea. We're in a good spot for most of our recruits. All right, so we have made it to the end. We're ranked number 19, so not a bad first start to the season, like to the Dynasty guys. Really not. We are a 3-star now. I think we were 2.5 before this. We have a lot of transfers here, guys. A lot of transfers that want to leave us. So Malik Murphy wants to leave because of championship contender. Hankerson is projected to go in the 3rd round. That's pretty cool. So he was a senior. Okay, so I don't feel as bad now. Let's see. Is there anybody that we can actually try to get to stay here? Like maybe Gabari Johnson? Let's try it. Persuade? Has not been persuaded. Okay, well, screw you then. Persuade. No way did Murphy decide to stay. I didn't expect Malik Murphy to decide to stay. We have 4 more left, so we got to be careful with these here. These guys are all graduation, so it doesn't matter. Extremely low for Riley Williams, even though I really like him. Oh, shoot. We're going to come back. Actually, you know what? Let's just go back to the top here. Screw it. We're just going to go to overall. Okay, we will do Williams. He's not been persuaded. Okay, so we got, at least out of all of those, we got Malik Murphy to stay, which I think was a huge win. So I'll take it. And now look how it clears everything out. You see that? That's what's different about this game as opposed to CFB 25 is it restarts the clock in the offseason. I don't remember that happening before at all. Maybe I'm wrong with that, but I don't remember that happening. So we'll add 25 to him. Actually, no, we have plenty of hours. We'll just add 50 to him. Anybody who's left here that has not committed already, we're just going to add 50 to. All right, so now we have 50 on every one of our remaining players. And now what I'm going to do with some of these is I'm actually going to scout some more on some of the players that I have right now and see if they're worthwhile. Right, so like on Quentin Childress here, he's a 2-star. Okay, he's not a bust. Good. Because we have plenty of hours. We don't need all these hours. For recruiting processes anyway. Bias Merchant here. Okay. Not great, or not a bust, not a gem. Okay, now we still have 260 hours. So now we're going to go ahead and we are going to try to find a gem or something like that. Which is going to take me a bit because I'm going to have to add him, scout him, let him go. Add him, scout him, let him go. Add him, scout him, let him go. So I'm going to just sit here and do this, and I'll see you guys in a second. Did not take me long at all. Literally the first player I found was this guy for a transfer, Coy Parrish. And he is a 4-star. And I recruited him. He's got plenty of good stuff. He's not a bust. So we're just going to roll with him and see if we can get him to come to town. It's only us in Oregon. So hopefully we can get on the bandwagon early and get him to transfer to Oregon State. All right, so we got Roy Allen. We got James Hamrick. We got Rico Neighbors. We got Quentin Childress. Alrighty, so we've gotten every single player that I've had on my final list. We have a full 35 coming in to Oregon State this year. So just a little recap here for those of you who maybe skipped over a lot of the recruiting stuff, which is fine. I get it. There's a lot of talking in there, a lot of space. Sorry, there's a hair there. We got George Hart and Marco McNabb. Plus, we also got Murphy to stay, our quarterback, instead of transferring out. We went ahead and got Quincy DeGieri to take over our halfback duties. We also have Mike Averill, and then I decided to add Marvin Lowe because of another person leaving. I took away the fullback to get Lowe because it said that we needed another halfback, so I didn't want to be shorted on players. We have our 3 receivers, Aikendell, whatever, Graves, and Neighbors. We have 2 tight ends in Felton and Childress. We have Kang and Bloom at tackles. We have Merrill and Sawyer at guards. Quinn at the center position. Everett, Merchant, and York at the prospect or at the edge positions. We have Foster and Forsett at D tackle. We have Davis, Cook, Elliott, Allen, Rawlings at outside linebacker, and Hamrick in the middle. And we got 3 corners, Holly, Sneed, and Tam. And then as free safeties, we have 2 guys. Our only transfer outside, like, this is the only guy we're bringing in out of a transfer, and it's Coy Parrish to take over the duties that our free safety left because he would not be persuaded to stay. We also have Josh Ward coming in, and then we have 3 new strong safeties, Eric Coward, Levi Rust, and Maka Wood. I did not do the kicker. I took him away because it was another team that was involved, and I didn't want to deal with it, but we got the punter, Josh Mix, and that is everybody. So a full 35. I am not going to touch position changes because I hear there is quite a bit of issues with that right now. So I'm going to leave it alone. Hopefully things change in the future. But for now, it's staying the way it is. And we'll just let them auto-assign players for the athletes. They're in the positions that I want them to be in anyway, so it's fine. I did want to go through and see what these guys' scouting is at for development traits. So we're going to go through that here quickly. So at quarterback, we have George Hart, who's normal. McNabb is impact. Impact for DeGieri. Normal for Averill. And star for Marvin Lowe. Okay, there we go. Wide receiver, star for Aikendell. Impact for Graves and normal for Neighbors. Normal for Childress. Elite for Daryl Felton. That's what I'm talking about. Star for Kang and normal for Bloom. We have Impact for Sawyer and normal for Merrill. Star for Quinn. Awesome. Impact for Everett. Impact for Merchant and normal for York. Impact for Forsett and normal for Foster. Elite for Rakeem Davis. I had a feeling this guy was going to be good, and he is going to be good. This is awesome. Normal for Cook, normal for Elliott, impact for Allen, and impact for Rawlings. Impact for Hamrick, impact for Holly, impact for Sneed, and normal for Tam. Star for Coy Parrish, and star for Josh Ward, and normal for Coward, impact for Rust, and impact for Wood. And then our punter is impact. So a lot of good prospects, not too many normal developments, which is awesome, which means we should have a pretty solid team in the next 2 years with these guys, as long as they decide to stay. So there we go. And now we get to take a look at the training results. And yes, I did leave it on manual training or auto training. I don't want to have a knock on, you know, I don't want to have an issue with not getting as much upgrades, and I also don't want to have to dick around with all this every week. And I like the ability of not, like, I can't tell a player what to get better at, you know what I mean? Like, because in real world, you can tell a player to work on something, but unless they want to work on it, they're not going to work on it, you know? So I sort of like the variety, or I guess the unknown, of letting them upgrade themselves, so I let that be. So now we have Murphy went up to an 86, Guttridge went up to a 72, Allah went up to an 84, Reichly up to a 79, who decided to stay, which is cool. Fox went up to a 62. Maybe I should have kept on the fullback. We had, oh wow, a big upgrade here for Zachary Card. He went up to a 76. Reddix went up to a 76. David Wells Jr. went up to a 75. Malachi Durant went up 4 overall to a 69. And Eddie Frauf, he went up to a 67. At tight end, Jackson Bowers went up to a 77. We have a 76 with Bryce Caulfield. All right, so one last recap of the team before we end this video, and then next video, we will get into playing some games here with the Oregon State Beavers, and we will start this dynasty out, but we wanted to get a season in. I like getting a full season in CFB. Get my, sort of my touch on the team, right, for the players that I'm looking for. I don't like playing because then I'll get too attached to some of the players and then they leave. There's so many players that left. I would have gotten attached to half of them. Now it's just a fresh start. We know we've got some good players. We know we've got some great freshmen coming in. Malik Murphy will be here for his final season, which is awesome. A dual threat quarterback, 6'5", 236. McNabb is going to be the guy for the future. He is coming in at a 74 overall. We know he's impact, so he will get very good over the next season. We still have Allah as our starter at running back. He will stay that way unless I see something crazy, but Reichly will be our power back. DeJerry will be the guy in the future. And right now, Allah is a junior, so who knows if he stays for another season or not. Reichly is a senior, so it'll be his last year regardless. And then we have 3 freshmen right behind him, so that will be fun to see. We have a sophomore fullback in Sean Fox, not too concerned there. We have a redshirt junior, 2 redshirt juniors, ahead of our freshman Nick Graves. I'm going to have Nick Graves be our number 1. That might sound stupid, but I want this guy to develop. I want him to be a stud, and I think that's how we can get it done. And I also might put Aikendell up above Wells. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out, but I want to get these young guys involved in the game a little bit. I don't know how many red shirts we're really going to do this year. Maybe for a guy like Neighbors, who's a 60 overall, I'll do a red shirt for, or maybe a guy like Lowe will do a red shirt for. But for the most part, these guys are just going to play. You know, we're just going to let them play it out. This team isn't that good where we don't have, like, where we have the luxury of saying we don't need all these guys, because we sort of do. Jackson Bowers is our starter. He actually ends up jumping over Caulfield. Now, whether or not I'm okay with that or not, we will find out, but we do know he's a little bit faster, which is good, so we're probably just going to let him roll with it. Caulfield in his final season, so Felton is going to get some playing time at some point. Our offensive line is looking pretty good. Our freshman is a 76 overall. Holy cow. So our freshman Manu Kang is really good. I almost feel like he should start. What about our guards here? We have... No, they were both on their side. So Quinn ends up being a 70, which is fine. He will end up playing at some point. Our freshmen here, maybe like Merrill, for instance, I would put him as a red shirt. Oh boy, we do not have a good... So I'm probably going to have Anderson or... Yeah, probably Anderson. Kang is good, but he does need to develop a little bit. So I'll probably have Anderson start at right tackle. Left edge, we have Kelsey Howard. Tobias Merchant is a 70, and then on the right side we have, wow, so Nicholas York ends up being the best defensive end out of our 2 recruits, so he's going to get a chance to start. I'll probably have Dantzler start over there as well. In the middle we have Thomas Collins as our starter. New grader behind him, tied with Tajay Mullix, another guy, and then Foster and Forsett both way down here on the overall standings. Rawlings a 59 overall. Jeez Louise. Good thing is we have extra guys here, so I can move them around, maybe put one of them outside, like swap with Rakeem Davis 76. So obviously he's gonna start right away, but we could bring Goodman or Says over there, depending on which one I prefer, to start at the outside, the other outside linebacker spot. And then at corner we have Exodus Ayers. I'm saying that wrong. Exodus Ayers. We also have Vajrawala. Noble Thomas stayed. Jared Paulding stayed, which is good. And then our freshmen, Holly, Tam, and Sneed, all down here, 66 and 67 overall. Josh Ward is 68. We have Parrish, though. He's going to be our star on defense. And then we have a lot of what-ifs at the strong safety position. I might end up letting one of these guys play, Levi Rust or Maka Wood, because I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But that is what I'm thinking right now. We have a 75 overall kicker, and then Josh Mix comes in, and he is our best punter. I should have told one of these guys to kick rocks, but it's too late for that. So that is where we are standing at this point in time. We went through the whole first season. Yeah, I know it was just a bunch of recruiting. There was not really much gameplay, but that's what I wanted to do this whole time for the first year of the Dynasty. We will get into that stuff in the future episodes. So I hope you guys enjoy this. If you are happy with CFB 26 coming back to the channel, please let me know down below, because last year this went bad for me. A lot of it had to do with the team builder issues. This year we'll not have to worry about that because I'm just doing Oregon State as they are. So this will be a normal series on the channel if you guys are happy with it and you enjoy it. I will see how things go with the views, with the engagement and the impressions, to see if this is something that I can do, and we will go from there. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. Before you leave, if you could hit that like button, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that bell notification. I'll see you guys next time.